So we've talked about going up hills, we've talked about going down hills. Now we're going to talk about going across hills. A little bit. Pull.
Oh.
How's that, Daryl?
Oh.
You know. He's hanging out. Okay, so this is a side tilt. A lot of people who don't off-road a lot, once you get past about 15 degrees of side tilt, your brain is going to start screaming at you to solve this problem. And the solution you come up with in this an emergency state is to steer up the hill to where it's nice and flat. The problem with that is if you steer up the hill, you are transferring more weight down to the downhill side of the Bronco, increasing the likelihood that the vehicle actually flip over. The most stable configuration of the vehicle is with the front wheels and rear wheels pointed in the same direction. So when you are going through a side tilt, you want to try to keep the wheels straight ahead and never up the hill. If you actually feel like the vehicle is starting to flip over, you're going to steer down the hill and maybe accelerate a little bit. If something has to end up in the creek down there, I would rather it be the bumper than the roof. The bumper is designed for bumping into things. It's right in the name. The roof is not called a bumper. So today, anytime you're in a side tilt, you're not going to listen to your panicked brain telling you to do all the wrong things. You're going to maintain nice and calm and gently move forward. Now, Daryl.
Well, you know, I figured out what this hand grip
Oh, you found the purpose of the hand grip. Okay. Up on your screen, there is a tilt gauge.
Yes.
What's it at right now? What?
21.
21 degrees of side tilt. Does anybody know what angle the Bronco tips over at?
No.
22. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's not true.
Oh my God.
That's not true at all. Now, Daryl, I'm going to have you put your foot firmly on the brake and not move anything else. So to prove to you that the Bronco's stable here, I'm going to wiggle it a little.
Oh my God.
So we are perfectly stable here at 20 to 23 degrees. A lot of people ask, what is the number? And I can't tell you what the number is because it depends. What tire pressure are you running?
How much the driver weighs? How much the driver weighs?
How much the driver? It does actually. How much the driver weighs? Do you have a Bronco full of linebackers or a Bronco full of ballerinas? It makes a difference. Do you have a 300-pound rooftop tent? Do you have a full tank of gas or an empty tank of gas? All of these come into play. There is no light that's going to come on. You have to feel. So I noticed Daryl is doing a little bit of this. When we are doing this, we are just lying to ourselves about what angle we're at. What I'm going to have you try to do is sit square in the seat so that you can feel what the Bronco is doing, and using your inner ear. If it's starting to go, you can know, because if you're wiggling around in the seat, you have no idea what's actually happening with the vehicle. All right? The other thing about this is we want to keep everything nice and smooth. No sudden inputs from the throttle, from the brakes, from the steering wheel. Nice and smooth, small movements of everything. Now in our case, the trail does go that way. So at some point we have to steer that way. But I'm going to not steer while we're at the most steep angle and wait until we flatten out a little bit before we make that turn. One other thing. Right now, Daryl's on some rocks that have quite a bit of traction. There may be cases where you're off-roading and you're on a side tilt and you're in the mud. You're going to steer up the hill because your monkey brain tells you to. You're going to gain a little bit of elevation, but in the mud, gravity is going to win this battle long term. So you're going to go further down the hill, faster than you were even going, but sideways this time. And you're going to be further down the hill than where you started. Fight your senses that are telling you to steer up the hill, keep things nice and straight. Make sense? All right, let's see if we can get you down from there, Daryl. All right, very gently kind of forward for me.